So I started bullet journaling maybe a month ago. Yeah, like a month ago. And that was after seeing a ton of pins on Pinterest, and I just thought it sounded interesting. So I decided to try it, and I think it's so relaxing, so fun, and it allows me to look back at my moods in my sleep and just kind of reflect on my life, because I have this day-to-day tracking system, and that's only a couple of the things in here. But yeah, so my front and back cover completely covered in stickers, because I love stickers. But let me go ahead and open it up. So when I first open up my book, I have my very ugly covered special moments pocket where I can put in movie tickets, etc. And then this one I'm actually really proud of. This I'm gonna fill in when I finish the book, but this is just my title page, and I think it's really nice. Then moving on, I have my key. Bullet journaling is actually based off the entire idea of a key. It's called bullet journaling not because, as is commonly thought of, as these dots on the page, but actually because of the system of writing bullets and different symbols meaning different things to help you have a more organized life. So the entirety bullet journaling stemmed from this calendar where you used a certain list of these different symbols called bullets to organize your life in your day-to-day calendar. But now people just come up with their own systems for that. So as you can see, mine are X over a box is completed, line is canceled, that's a task, that's an event, and so on. Then I have my index, which shows all of my pages and their page numbers. And I have a lot of room left over on my index because I wanted to make sure to just have all my index at the front of my book instead of at the back like a lot of people choose to do. Then as you could see already, I have my 2020 goals. And then I start my mood trackers. So this first mood tracker, here's an artist paint palette. Then I have this tree, sunlight behind mountains, lemons. This book one is probably my favorite one for August. Heart, and then this like starfish one, clouds, and a Christmas tree. I accidentally made some extra spaces there, so that's what that is. Then I have Shark Week, which is basically period tracking, and a place for projects for school, like big projects. Then I have some of my favorite quotes and some really random doodles. Now this is my favorite spread. A spread is basically a page. My favorite spread right now is my book spot where I write in the titles of books I've read or I'm reading, and my water tracker. If I do 4 glasses of water in a day, this one's 6 plus this one, and 8 plus is this one. It's supposed to help me encourage me to drink water. Then I have weekly gratitudes because I cannot handle daily gratitudes, and then I have extras for days when I'm feeling super grateful and want to do some more. I write down birthdays because I'm awful at birthdays, and then I also have a wish list separated into what I want and what I actually need. On my playlist, this is probably my least favorite page. It's just kind of messy and random, but it does have some of my favorite songs on there, movies and TV shows that I want to watch or have been recommended to watch. Bucket lists separated into seasonal. Then I have all my passwords, don't look at those. And then I have my sleep tracker where I track my hours of sleep. I kind of wish I'd done it from 9 to 7 or 8 or 9 instead of like actual numbers of sleep, because that would have been probably a little better. But I just have my energy in this, and what I'm hoping to do is to find what amount of sleep gives me the most energy, a full 10. And then I'm also doing that here, and that continues on for the rest of the year, getting more boring and more boring. And then I taped up some pages that I don't like, so I didn't want to rip them out, because this is what happens, as I learned, when you rip out a ton of pages, it's not pretty. Then I have some of our family tree from the thing me and Saba did. A lot of podcasts. I have to update this though, because I have more podcasts that I'm listening to. And then some of my fitness tracking. I've changed my routine since I wrote this, and I don't always use this. And then I have my self-care page, which are ideas for cleansing myself, and that's my most recent page. And then, yeah, that's my bullet journal, and you should absolutely start bullet journaling. A lot of Instagrammers and YouTubers and people on Pinterest make it seem like you need all these fancy supplies for bullet journaling. But the truth is, there are only a couple key things that you need, with added things that you can do to make your bullet journal even better. This, as you already know, is my bullet journal. But there are a couple of key things. I got my own bullet journal. It's not a normal journal. I got one with dotted grid lines, and I've found that it's a lot easier to, here, let me just open it up, to see what I'm doing because of this dotted grid, and to accurately draw things. Excuse me. But you don't need it. You can just use any normal one, but if you are gonna get a special one, it's good to have one that has this nice bendable spine that's not hard, so that you can easily have your bullet journal open flat, which will help you draw better. Leather ones are really nice, not needed though. Ones that can close with like an elastic thing like mine has are really nice, and ones with a bookmark so that you can know where you're stopping and where you're going to continue are pretty important if you want a good journal. These are a couple basic necessities. First, a mechanical pencil or a normal pencil for outlining your bullet journal, because usually people, you like to use nice ink pens. Don't recommend using Sharpies because they bleed through the page. You want to make sure your stuff doesn't bleed through the page, so you can make your bullet journal double-sided. But you might not want to use a ballpoint pen because they're kind of bumpy and they leave indents. So I recommend ink pens and mechanical pencils. Now, some fun things. You can add all these colorful pencils. These are just pens. These are just Crayola. Although this, I don't know what brand this is. That brand is very popular too, but absolutely not needed. You might also want colorful tape or stickers, although these are absolutely not necessary, and you don't even need really anything other than a pencil, but everything else just makes your experience even more nice. As you might remember me briefly mentioning, spreads are a page, or pages, that help you organize your life. But there are a couple things to know about spreads. For example, one of the most important ones to know is the different kinds of spreads. So let me walk you through quickly, using my bullet journal as an example, some of the most common spreads. First most common spread are trackers. Trackers can track literally everything and usually have dates which you write things, or where you write in dates. So this is a mood tracker, although you can also have period trackers, reading trackers and water trackers, sleep trackers, fitness trackers, any other thing that you could possibly track. You can track how much you like your outfits, when you made your bed, when you actually showered, last time you actually took your medicine, last time you put pants on, and word productive. You can track literally everything, and you can usually find example spreads on Pinterest. Other less common spreads are tracking goals, or just having collections of things such as doodles or quotes that you enjoy. Gratitudes, I think, gets its own category because there are so many types of gratitudes. Monthly, weekly, daily, hourly. It all depends on what you can commit to. Last one I'm going to mention, I'm not currently doing right now, but a lot of people do daily top tasks and have kind of weekly spread where they can write in their calendar and double their bullet journal as also their planner and calendar in one. So that's the last type of major spread that you can find. Let's first talk about finding your mood. Basically, a mood when you're talking about bullet journaling is what you're going for. So you might be going for very minimalistic, not a lot of drawings, not a lot of color, or you might be going for a very colorful, happy mood. So the first thing you want to do after you have all your materials and the ideas of spreads you want to do is finding your mood and what you want. And a great way to find your mood is to find inspiration. And you can go on Pinterest and look up bullet journaling or Bojo, spelled B-O-J-O, and just look at different spreads. You can look up a certain spread and find different styles of that spread. You can kind of make your mood all over the place and random. That's definitely optional. You can also go on Instagram, Tumblr, Visco, anywhere that has photos, even just out into the world, and find what inspires you, magazines, books, old movies, and just find your mood and your inspiration for your spreads out in the world. When you have your mood, your spreads, you have everything, your materials, your book has arrived if you ordered a new one, or you have literally everything, here are a couple of my tips for getting started. I would find a piece of paper and draw a little miniature version of each of your pages in the order you want them to be in. And I don't know if this makes any sense at all, but create kind of like a mini plan so that you have some sort of idea. Now, when you're drawing a page, never draw it in pen first. Always start with pencil and draw the entire page in pencil, even where you want colors to go, almost like a paint by number if you want. And then draw in your pen outlines, erase a pencil, and color it in. And sometimes, like with your doodle pages, you're not gonna pencil your doodles and then ink them, but for your general spreads, that's a really great tip. Also, make sure that you have all the materials that you need for your plan. Don't make an unrealistic plan to make a photo collage. If you don't have any stickers, you've never made a collage before, that's probably not realistic unless you want to try and glue it in, but glue gets messy and annoying. So just start kind of simple and then write in your index afterward. And if you do have to rip out a page, it sucks, because for ones that are bound with bendy spine, which I said was ideal in materials part, you'll usually find that ripping pages out is not great, so you can tape pages together, glue pages together, but that's why using pencil is also really, really helpful. So have fun and enjoy bullet journaling. I love it. Hopefully you love it. So yeah, bye.